Going to try and document the making of a golf course on this beautiful property. We bought this property a couple years ago and have been trying to figure out what to do with it. It's right on the Grand River, and yeah, there's the river, and it's a beautiful spot right down here along the river. Sun's rising this morning on Christmas Day. There's about 2,000 feet of riverfront there, all kinds of woods through here, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. And a few months ago we decided we're going to make a golf course here, a private par 9 golf course. So we'll start off here. This is going to be the clubhouse. We're going to use this as the starting point and the finishing point. But the property's got some pretty cool characteristics. Right behind the clubhouse is this little creek here that runs into the Grand River. It floods at times. In fact, one of the characteristics of this course, it's going to be flooded. But we can get back in, we'll see more of that later on. But this is where hole number 1 is going to be, along the riverfront here. But I will show you last year how high the river got. This is the date, 4/10 of 23. So the water level was right up to here, 5 feet deep. So this whole thing was flooded inside. But that is par for the course. So this property has been a lot of fun. I've had it for 2 years now and done quite a bit of work cleaning it up. This area along here was dense forest and junk trees. We cleaned all that up. All the woods through here has been cleaned up, all the dead trees gone. And then along the river front, we have pulled out all the dead trees, all the trees that were falling into the river, and generated a pretty nice riverfront property now. It's kind of cool. If you look through the woods there, you'll see kind of a dark mark on all the trees. That is where the river can come up to once a year or twice a year. It won't quite get that high. That's probably the high river mark over time, but when the moisture's in the air, it's kind of neat how the trees pop the bark at the bottom with the darkness to show where the river height has been before in the past. And back here we have our cottage / clubhouse. And then across the river there is a park called Grand River Park. A lot of people launch their boats during the summer and spring and fall and go fishing. And even right now people go fishing. There was guys on the river here last week, Saturday, going up the river to go fishing, and it wouldn't surprise me if there will be some people today. So I'll take you for a walking tour of the proposed golf course. We've kind of figured out, myself and some friends have figured out what we're going to build and how we're going to build it. We haven't completely nailed down all the specifications and how it's going to be done, but I figured it'd be a good time to take a video of what we propose to do so we can get a good video of the before product. Then after a couple years, or whatever it takes, we'll do another video of the finished product. So this will be tee box number 1, somewhere here in this range. We will have to take the topsoil out. We will build it up with sand and gravel maybe. We're not 100% sure how to do this stuff, but we'll figure it out as we go. But this will be tee box number 1, and we'll be shooting past this tree that I cut down for hole number 1, probably around 120, 130 yards or so. So this hole runs right along the edge of a pond that varies in level depending on the time of the year and how much water we have. and it will go up and down based on the river. It's quite full right now. The pipe that leads out to the river is blocked, so it stays full, which is fine. And then over here you have the Grand River. This is one of the hazards I had to cut out. There was a big branch, and on hole number 1 this thing was leaning over the fairway, so I took a chainsaw and I got that thing cut out of there. And yeah, it was a nice big bang, but it was good to get it out of there. One of the things I had to do was clean up the river. I didn't have to do it, but I wanted to do it. And this stump here, which is 4 feet in diameter at the bottom, was laying in the river there, and it was huge. I finally got this thing out of the river after about a year of effort with different ways and means, with trucks and bulldozers and skid steers and excavators, and finally I managed to pull it out of the river, hooked to an excavator and a bulldozer. And now we are going to use this stump as part of the golf course decorations. I'm hoping to carve out of the stump in that top part some emblem or symbol that symbolizes this golf course, and put it near the entrance, maybe up near the front of the road, or maybe down by the river. Leave it here. I'm not real sure yet, but we can determine that as we figure out what to do with this golf course. But this thing was huge and heavy, and even cutting out that chunk of wood, camera's not going to give it credit, but it took a lot of effort just to cut that piece off there. And then I'm going to keep it about a foot thick, and then cut the back off, then carve a symbol in there, or a first letter of the name of the course. Like, I'm calling this Flooded Stump. That might not be the permanent name of it, but this time that's what I'm going to call it, Flooded Stump. And part of it is because of this big stump that I managed to pull out of the river. It was flooded. It was in the river here. It was a river hazard, and it's really helped the flow of the river, and I think it's better with it out of the river than in the river. Maybe other people disagree with me, but that's just the way it is. So let's proceed to the proposed green for hole number 1. This will be where green number 1 will be, but this will also serve as green number 9. Number 9 will be coming from across the pond over there. The tee box will be over there and shooting back this way. Tee number 1 will be over there shooting this way, and we propose to build a green here. It will be in a flood zone. It will get flooded, but that's just part of the challenge of this golf course. So these 2 trees have to come out of here. This will be fun, cutting down trees like this. They're huge, big, dangerous, but it should be fun to cut them out of there and then dig out the stumps. In fact, I might even try and drop the trees with the stumps on them and then cut it into pieces for firewood after that. Especially that one. That one's kind of rotten already, half dead, so that won't take too much to get out of there. This one here is going to be a bit more of a challenge to get out, but should be fun to do it. Well, this tree here, gonna have Carl Dykstra push it over. If he gets in there and drives it forward, pretty much should push over. Should be a little fun one for him. Here he goes. Pushing it over. Easy peasy. Good job, Carl. First tree he's ever pushed over. Nice job. Nelly. Look at that. Good job, Carl. That is one big stump. Now we got to clean this sucker up. But it's gone. Down. That's a big stump. Hole number 9. Hazard is gone. Out of the way. That was fun. Now we got Carl here cleaning up this stump, trying to get all the dirt off it. That's a big one. But the more we get off, the better. The less there is to burn. Look at that beautiful dirt. Here's Carl, learning to be an excavator operator. Chopping up these logs, or tree. He's gonna grab some. There we go. He's getting the hang of it. Perfect. Good. Today was a good day. We got a whole big tree pulled out here. Let's have a look here. This huge tree here. 2 of them actually. One just kind of fell apart. It was pretty rotten. This one here, we dug around, dug it over, pushed it over. Now we got to finish cutting it up, and we just got to get rid of the rest of this brush here. But no, it's looking good. Hole number 9. Obstacles are out of the way.